Hi, I'm Dani.
And I'm Si. Welcome to Business in the Brew, a podcast dedicated to all things business with the occasional cuppa.
We take a business story, theory, or something we just want to chat about and give it a dusting of our own special personality and sense of humour, combined with our experience and knowledge. We're both business graduates and have run our own businesses for many years. We can't wait for you to listen. Hello.
Hello. Oops. Cans on.
Do you know what marketing is? Don't
Do
define it for me. I just want you to say yes or no.
I'm just about to take a deep breath there. in one breath.
Do you know what marketing is?
Yeah, I do.
Do you know what demarketing is?
No, I don't.
See,
Can I have a guess?
yes, I'd love that. Go
Is
ahead.
it doing the reverse of marketing?
In what way do you mean the reverse of marketing?
Telling people not to buy something.
Essentially, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So,
It's a short podcast.
here we are, demarketing explained. It shouldn't work. On paper, the concept of demarketing doesn't make any sense. But in reality, it's actually been incredibly successful.
Oh.
So, Patagonia, which is a brand we've discussed before, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
They have
a supposed responsible brand.
correct.
Mm-hmm.
They have
what do they call it? A B Corp?
yes, be cool. They have annual revenues approaching $2 billion, and they ran a Black Friday advert with the headline "Don't buy this jacket."
Great.
It was one of their best ever pieces of marketing. Similarly, IKEA ran a campaign encouraging customers to repair old furniture rather than buy new pieces. Oatly, the oat milk brand, produced an advert so deliberately terrible with their own CEO singing tunelessly about oat milk that people shared it as a joke.
Mm-hmm.
And all three of these are examples of demarketing, the deliberate strategic effort to reduce, redirect, or discourage demand. Not because the companies are struggling, but because it works.
Mm.
So it is relatively new people doing it intentionally.
Yeah.
However, the term demarketing was coined by Kotler and Levy in 1971.
By who?
Kotler and Levy.
Okay.
Philip Kotler and Sidney Levy in 1971.
Kotler, yes.
See, you do know who they are.
I do know who Kotler is.
I know.
Yes.
In 1971 Harvard Business Review article, Demarketing. They were writing originally, though, about a different problem.
Yes.
So they were talking about how you cope when demand exceeds supply. So intentionally suppressing demand when supply can't keep up.
Yeah.
So while the term existed, it existed in a very, very different way. So the example Kotler had used at the time was petrol during the 1970s oil crisis.
Stop buying petrol.
Pretty much,
Brilliant, yeah.
Governments and fuel companies needed people to use less, not more.
Mm-hmm.
Tobacco companies, perversely, were among the early demarketing practitioners because they produced the responsible drinking messaging as a PR strategy to reduce regulatory pressure.
Yeah.
Water companies in drought conditions are classic examples of demarketing practitioners, spend money telling customers to use less of the thing they sell. But what's changed in the 2020s is that demarketing has evolved from crisis management into a deliberate brand strategy. So it's no longer that reactive.
Yeah.
It's a deliberate brand strategy used by really quite big brands to do something disruptive and different.
Right.
And it often ends up building some trust, some loyalty, and some almost cult status.
So doing something disruptive and different means that there's a deliberateness about it to do something different.
Yeah.
Not because they really want people to use less, let's say.
Oh,
electricity companies saying,
yeah.
turn your heating down, for example.
Except for the water company telling you to use less water when there's a drought. I can't imagine any of these companies put those ads out and went, I'm genuinely confident this won't sell a bean, we'll be fine. Because that would be ridiculous. So even though the logic's counterintuitive, the data itself is robust. If a brand tells you not to buy something, you believe what it says far more than a brand that tells you to buy everything.
Yeah.
So I'll go back in a bit more example or detail of those examples. So the Patagonia Don't Buy the Jacket campaign. In November 2011, Patagonia ran a full paid ad in the New York Times on Black Friday. It's the biggest shopping event in the American calendar. The ad showed one of their popular fleece jackets and the headline, "Don't buy this jacket." The copy explained the environmental cost of producing the jacket, 135 litres of water, significant CO2 emissions, damage to the natural systems, and encouraged consumers to think twice before buying anything new. The result was that the ad was covered by every major news outlet in America. It drove enormous traffic to their website. Sales increased by 30% in the following year.
My goodness, right. Wow.
The thing was, it wasn't actually a sales trick. It wasn't a nefarious trick. Because at the same time, so simultaneously, they launched their Worn Wear program. So they offered free repairs on any Patagonia product, creating a secondary market and used Patagonia gear. So the point is, they weren't using reverse psychology. They weren't trying to be clever. They genuinely meant it. And it still had this impact, which I think is amazing.
Brilliant.
IKEA, repair, don't replace. So IKEA launched the buy back and resell and repair cafes in multiple markets, encouraging customers to bring in old IKEA furniture for credit against new purchases or to have it repaired, which is remarkable behaviour for a company that essentially sells stack it high, sell it cheap, affordable, accessible, replaceable furniture.
Yeah.
The strategic logic is subtle. IKEA's problem is that as sustainability becomes a dominant consumer value, its fast furniture model risks becoming a liability rather than an asset. So demarketing around new purchases, encouraging repair, encouraging resale, simultaneously positions IKEA as a responsible brand and addresses a reputational risk. So that was done very intentionally to solve a problem. Exactly, which makes it a bit more nefarious. Oatly. Oatly's advert was called Wow, No Cow. It was in 2020 and it featured their CEO, Tony Peterson, standing in a field singing an atonally cheerful jingle about oat milk. The advert was, by any conventional measure, terrible. Like, it was terrible. People watched it specifically to laugh at it. It was shared virally as an example of a hilariously bad advertising. They won the Grand Prix at the Cannes Lions Advertising Festival.
Brilliant.
The strategy was actually incredibly sophisticated. They knew that oat milk was a product category that was increasingly cluttered with competitors, and in a world where everyone is shouting about how great their product is, being the brand that appears not to take itself seriously, it's marketing.
That's self-deprecating with
it's
some
quite
humility.
A pure way. Absolutely. They were discouraging the cynical, performative consumption of ethical products while simultaneously being an ethical product. The packaging is covered in self-aware, slightly odd copy that breaks the fourth wall. It reads like it was written by someone who knows exactly how strange it is to care deeply about oat milk, and that voices their identity. So it worked.
That's the tack that Innocent took, wasn't it, originally?
Alcohol demarketing. That comes in many different forms. So responsible drinking messaging, enjoy in moderation, know your limits, all of that is demarketing.
But isn't that more legislative?
No, it's to combat backlash from legislation.
Right. Oh,
so they don't have to put that on, they put it on so that they don't get accused of trying to force people to drink more.
Which is different to smoking.
Yes.
Which is legislative.
Yes.
Yeah.
So a lot of people do, like you dismissed it as regulatory compliance rather than genuine strategy. But then there are other examples within the alcohol market that is demarketing. So premium craft breweries that deliberately limit production to protect quality, create artificial scarcity. Brewery tap rooms that are only open 3 days a week, building waiting lists in a sense of occasion. The growth of low and now alcohol ranges, from brands like Guinness, Heineken, and even Brewdog and Nanny State Beer we've talked about before. It's all a form of demarketing applied to a specific segment, acknowledging that some customers, some of the time, don't want the core product. So it is used across so many different things. There is... The demarketing strategy can sometimes be sort of, not confused with, wrapped up with greenwashing. Whether it's intentional or not. So the demarketing strategy collapses instantly if it's insincere, which we know.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering. So your demarketing strategy, surely you're going to put it into focus groups first to determine whether it's going to work or not,
a good
and
question.
Not just go and do it.
Any sensible marketeer looking to invest money in a marketing campaign would do that. Whether they do or not is another matter.
Yeah.
The most damaging thing a brand can do, and we've talked about this so many times, is publicly encourage customers to be ethical while privately doing the opposite. So if you knew Patagonia was saying that publicly, but actually they were a bunch of piratical tyrants.
Okay.
That was really strong, wasn't it? It was really nice to say too. They're not. They're lovely people. We like them. We've talked about them before.
Love the idea of a piratical tyrant.
Thank you. I'd love to be a pirate. I always wanted to be a pirate when I was younger. Really like the hats. That is...
And the parrots.
Where was I? And the peg leg. Anyway, that is greenwashing. That pretending to say one thing and do another, that is greenwashing.
Absolutely right. Yeah.
And the reputational damage is horrendous when it is exposed. So you have got to be...
Does anyone really care, though?
I don't know. Do they? Do they?
Probably not.
Probably not, no.
There you go. Sample of two.
Solve the problem. At its purest form, demarketing is an expression of values, not a substitute for them. And it is clever. It is powerful right now because there are sort of three...
Well, it's going against convention, isn't it?
Yeah.
Conventionally received wisdom.
And there are three factors that are playing at the moment where we are now in history and time in the economic environment. Because you've got consumer skepticism of advertising generally is at an all-time high. We are generally very sceptical people. Trust is at a freaking all-time low. In traditional marketing language, like the best, premium quality, unbeatable value, it's so overused. They're just noise now. They're wallpaper. We don't hear them.
Yeah.
A brand that tells you not to buy something is by definition speaking a different language and therefore getting heard.
Yeah.
But then you've also got your younger consumer cohort, so Gen Z particularly, and then it'll go into Gen Alpha, who have grown up with social media, where they've developed exceptional sensitivity to performance and inauthenticity. So again, it plays right into their hands.
It's there. It's right on their radars.
100%.
Well, increasingly, I mean, you and I, we kind of see through a lot of that stuff. But
I know we catch up with trends eventually.
But there's a huge number of people. Yes. There's a huge number of people who do not.
And as you said, do we care?
It.
And in reality, that's a different question. But the third is also the climate crisis and the cost of living crisis have made considered consumption a mainstream value rather than a niche one. Telling people to buy less, buy better, or repair rather than replace is now culturally resonant in a way it simply wasn't in 2005. You know, like the mend and make do you got from the war and stuff.
Make do and mend.
That one, that way round. Thank you. I wasn't around in the war. I'm glad you were.
Yes, I clearly was. Yeah. Even though I don't remember it.
I'm so horrible to you.
Do you know we used to have a thing on board ship when we were away at sea? They would do what's called a pipe, which is where they go like that, and then the captain or the first officer would say hands to bathe, or hands to make and mends, as it was called. So basically, it was a time instead of going and just sitting in your rack and going to sleep for the afternoon, it was your opportunity to take some time off. And then go and sew on a shirt button or... bathe? No, we already did that.
Oh, they have that at my children's school. It's called Dear, Drop Everything and Read. So it's similar, but without buttons. Don't trust my kids.
Dear, I love it.
Yeah, DEAL, Drop Everything and Read. Made my daughter hate reading, actually, which is a terrible response.
Excuse me.
So I found, while I was investigating this, some kind of vaguely comparable things. Lush Cosmetics quit social media in 2021. They just deleted all their accounts.
Did they?
Yeah, because they believed that... so they deleted Facebook, Instagram, TikTok and Snapchat, citing concerns about the harm those platforms cause to users.
Oh my God, right. So how long before they came crawling back to it? Did you check if they have?
No, they didn't.
Okay, right, they've never come back to it. Amazing.
Dove, the real beauty...
kind of withdrawal symptoms or something.
I mean, I would get withdrawal symptoms and look at Instagram for 2 hours. I really struggle when we record these. Dove's Real Beauty campaign, that was essentially demarketing because it was so different from all the perfect, airbrushed, beautiful people that everyone saw out there. I used to like that. There was a company, I'd never heard of it, called REI, or Ray. I'm going to say REI because it's all in capitals. They had an opt-outside campaign. On Black Friday, it closed all 143 of its stores and gave 12,000 employees a paid day off to go outside, encouraging customers to do the same. It was a bit like, don't give in to the consumerism of Black Friday. Go and have a wander in nature. I quite like that.
That's a little bit of responsibility there.
See, I like that. It was like, no, I don't care about the money. This may be our biggest earning day of the year, but you know what? It's more important.
Stop consuming just for a day. Yeah.
I like that. I want to shop at REI. Don't know what they sell. Outdoor clothing. Don't know what that means. And then the only other one I found was craft beer, and I like to finish on a craft beer because I feel like I couldn't say craft beer any more to you in one afternoon.
You've done it. Yes, a lot today.
Cloudwater Brew Co.
Quite a thirst.
I know. Have you ever heard of Cloudwater?
Yeah, I have.
So they became one of the UK's most talked about craft breweries, partly through deliberate scarcity. They produced seasonal ranges spring, summer, autumn, winter that were genuinely limited and not repeated. When a beer was gone, it was gone. Their tap room releases sold out within minutes online. They didn't maximise production to meet demand. They maintained quality by constraining volume. They also wrote extensively and publicly about the economics of craft brewing, including honest discussions about whether their prices were high enough to sustain the business. The transparency, including the openly discussing that financial pressure, the strain, and the economic environment, built a level of customer loyalty and advocacy that conventional marketing you cannot buy that.
No, you can't.
But that is more like one person who genuinely feels incredibly passionate about this subject and just did it. So I think some of these are great examples of people. They're not even trying to demarket. They're being honest about their values and what they stand for. And then some of these are people who are going, we do this. That'll be better, won't it? So you've got nefarious versus non-nefarious demarketing. So there's a difference. Wow. So today you've learned about demarketing.
Yeah.
You have seen some examples of good demarketing. And you've seen some examples of nefarious demarketing. So now you will recognise it when you see it.
Yeah, great.
It's a bit like, I don't know, when you can see one of those, what were those eye pictures you could see in the old days where you had to like relax your eyes and you could see the magic eye pictures off of the 90s. Do you remember those? You had to relax your eyes and there was a second picture in it.
Yeah.
It's a bit like that. I've told you about demarketing now, that's all you're going to see. You see demarketing everywhere.
It could end up becoming mainstream though.
Yes, it could.
Oh, God, can you imagine that?
But it's like when modernity became...
let's just jump on that
When everything was modern, everything was new, everything was buying new clothes, everyone went back to the yen for nostalgia and reused and reloved. So it's trends come and go, cycles come and go. So yes, this will probably become bigger, at which point everyone will get fed up with this and not believe it, so it'll have to go again. But that will cycle back. That's the way the world works. We repeat history over and over again. I'm not going to get into that.
Repeat the good stuff, not the bad stuff.
Demarketing works. Ethical brands. Support your values. Live what you're saying.
Yeah.
Woo!
Brilliant.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much for that.
All right.
Thanks for supporting us by downloading and listening to this episode.
And a massive thank you also to Donnie, Emily, Nat and Lewis and the BTD Studios for all your expertise in bringing our podcasting dream to reality.
We'd love it if you commented on this episode, as we'd really like to know what you think and what you might like us to cover in future episodes.
And we'll see you on the next one.